give me a follow over there. I just hit 50,000 followers on YouTube, so I'm really trying to grow over there as well. For anyone who's jumping in right now on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, we are live also on TikTok. So I'm just kind of jumping back and forth here. We're going to do some Q&A stuff. Late night Q&A. Yep, perfect. Okay. Just want to make sure. So we are live right now also on YouTube and Twitch, so feel free to jump over there. I will jump over and answer some questions on TikTok as well. Do you find going live helps your mood? I think it helps motivate me. I was going to tell a story time actually. So one of the reasons I'm going live tonight, the past 4 days actually, I was going to say 3, but it's 4. The past 4 days, I've been recognized in public, all by different people. And so that was motivating me to come on here, but lives really help motivate me just to get back into making content and talking to people. And, you know, I know what I do is important to a lot of people, and it's hard to keep going sometimes, and stuff like this really helps me out. So we got some people over on YouTube already. Riley, thank you for jumping over to YouTube. Chinchilla, thank you for jumping over to YouTube. And then, so one of the things I'm going to be starting on YouTube this week, if I actually can get to the video, I'm looking for a video editor. So if anyone knows a good one, have them send me an email. I would love to connect with a video editor to help me on YouTube, because that's been my main hang up recently. I haven't been able to, I haven't been able to connect with people or I haven't been able to find anyone to help me with editing, and I hate editing. It's my least favorite part, but I want to start doing full-length schizophrenic story times on YouTube, because that's what became really popular on my TikTok page. I haven't done them in a very long time, but I'd like, and like when I started on TikTok, you only had a minute. They didn't have the 3 and 10-minute features like they have now. So all of my schizophrenic story times were like a minute long, and I had to cut out a lot of content. So I'm going to redo a lot of those schizophrenic story times on YouTube. So I thought that would be interesting for people, and I know they were really popular when I started doing them on TikTok. Schizophrenic story times are like what launched my page. So Michael, thanks for jumping on. Ace Wolfie, yes, I'm on again. I know it's crazy. Hopefully we're going to start having more of this. We got 14 people watching on YouTube. I thank you guys so much for jumping over there. If you don't follow me already, I would really appreciate it if you checked it out. We also got Allie over on YouTube now. Four-eyed cat, what's up? How's it going? All right. Got my hammer. Time for some troll hunting. Where would you prefer us to be? You can hang out on TikTok if you want. I am going to be able to throw up like questions and stuff on YouTube though. So I'm going to kind of prioritize that chat just because I can like throw the questions up on the screen, and makes it a little bit easier to communicate on there. So I will jump back over and grab questions from TikTok as well though. AJ asked, hey Cody, do you feel social media worsens your condition, helps it, or doesn't affect it at all? So I think it used to worsen my condition. I found myself really pressured to make schizophrenia content, and I was like really upset when like certain content didn't do well. Recently, the reason I've taken so much time away is because I realized that I'm not going to be able to help people if I don't take care of myself. So it doesn't really affect me at all anymore. It used to greatly affect me. I would say now it doesn't affect me, and it might even help my mental health a little bit, just to be able to talk to people about my condition, and be able to help others learn about it. And then I also get to learn from other people too. Hezzy, what's up? How's it going? Bridget, thanks for throwing that in the chat. I appreciate it. And then, your channel has really helped me. Thank you for the video. Thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate that. Like I said, one of the things that motivated me to jump on here tonight was in the past 4 days, I've been recognized once each day in the past 4 days. And like, I get recognized once in a while, but like, it's been crazy because it was like, I was out in public, people were saying hi to me, wanting to take pictures. And it was, it's something that, I haven't been posting for a while. So I haven't been getting that for a while. And it's been it kind of reminds me why I do this, you know. I always wonder what difficulties are made from your condition. I would say that most of like the struggles I have are going to be just they're going to it's a lot of like the small tasks you wouldn't think of that are already difficult, you know. Keeping up with self-care, but especially like hygiene and stuff like that can be really hard if I'm on like several days of episodes. And like I've made a video about this before, but taking a shower can be really hard if you have hallucinations, because like a shower is like white noise, and if you're someone who is has schizophrenia and you are in white noise a lot, you'll start to hear things in the white noise and it can like trigger hallucinations. So like it's almost like it's too quiet, you know? So like I have to have a TV show on when I'm in the shower. Like I actually have something where I can put my phone up and like watch a show when I'm in the shower. Otherwise it gets really like white noise I've found has like kind of trigger symptoms for me. So like little things like that you know you would never think would make my everyday life harder, but it does. You watch TV in the shower too? Yeah. Oh, how did the owl go? So, I mean, we can see it a little bit here, but so this is my owl tattoo. It took like 3.5 hours, I think, 3, maybe 4 hours. I love it. It's got a little more that needs to get done with. Casual preppers are in the house. You guys, if you get a chance, hit me up on Insta. I have some of my merch shirts that I'm sending out to a bunch of creators. If you guys want one, I'd love to send you one or send you both one. So hit me up on Insta if you're interested, because I'm trying to, you know, send out some merch for people to see all the stuff I got out. Um, Riley said on YouTube, I could definitely see positive and negative impacts, especially if you're not used to being a creator. It's really tough getting started. Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, shoot me a message on Insta. I'll send you both one if you want. Yeah, thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Um, but yeah, no, content was really challenging at first with the mental health stuff, just because I feel like people are trying to, even me, like I was trying to like make people like my content instead of posting what I wanted to post and what I thought was helpful. And so that becomes like a never-ending struggle that creators have. You know, I want to post what I think is informative and what I think people will appreciate. And like if you know me, you know I also like to post humor as a coping mechanism. So that's that's and some people don't like that. So I stopped doing it for a while, but that's what makes me happy. That's how I feel like I can educate people in like a fun, non-stigmatizing type way, get people talking about topics that they might not. So, um, someone said this is much better quality than TikTok. Yeah, I have my 4K camera on YouTube, and TikTok is just going off my phone, which isn't a bad camera actually. The owl looks sweet. Thank you so much. I love the owl tattoo, but it hurt. It was rough. If you want to see like actual pictures of it, um, you can see it on my Instagram. I posted like a full picture of it. It was fresh after I took it, so it's healing up right now. AJ said, I don't have schizophrenia. I have delusional disorder, which is really rare, but I enjoy your content. I do actually know another person with delusional disorder. They were actually, I think they were originally diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, because people can have paranoid schizophrenia with just delusions and paranoia. But then I know delusional disorder is a diagnosis in itself, too. I don't know a lot about it, so I'll have to do more research on it. Um, a struggle for me. I always hear knocking. That's my thing. When I'm in a shower, I can like I hear voices, and I'll like, even if I think what happens is, even if I'm not actually hearing anything at the time, all it takes is like, it's the same reason I can't sit in quiet rooms for too long. It takes just like one or two noises, and all of a sudden my brain thinks I'm hallucinating. And because because I'm doing really well, I'm overthinking it all the time. I'm always trying to figure out if I'm having symptoms or not having symptoms. And so I think my brain goes into overdrive, and it ends up, you know, giving me like it ends up me having hallucinations because of it. But yeah, it's a never ending cycle, it seems like. I'm gonna go to TikTok there. I'm sort of lonely. Oh no, Ace Wolfie. Don't go to TikTok. Well, I mean, you can. I suppose Bridget and everyone's over here. Why is the screen black? Oh no, is there something wrong with my screen? Yes, Zephyr Tattoos is the one who does all my work. They're amazing. They are such a good artist. I love tattoos. I'm a tad wary, but I also want quite a few. Yeah, I'm just getting started. Honestly, I got both arms to fill up. I got this line up here that needs to be touched up. I have a back tattoo that I want to cover up, and so I got a ton of stuff that I got to do. Do you have a Discord community? Let's ask my moderators. Do I still have a Discord community? I feel like I need to start a new one. Once I get back into content, I either want to, if people are still using the old one, it's very dead. Should I start a new one, or should we? If like I start doing content and interacting with it again, would it be worth doing that, or should I just start a new one? It's so dead. Okay. Well, I'll trust your guys' judgment. If you think it'd be better to start a new one, we'll do that. Kind of revamp it with like I would love to do a section of like am I the asshole mental health where people can put in their own stories that I can do for that new segment I'm trying out. I would also love to do like we could do just one about games and we could do another one about yeah. If we could do an Among Us one again, yeah. It's been so long, but yeah, I don't see why we couldn't. I just have to figure out if we want to keep that old one or start a new one. Allison asked, looks way better over here. What does the wording say? So I was trying to decide if I want to cover this up or leave it. The words say, why do we fall? It's a quote from Batman. Alfred asked Batman, why do we fall? It's so we can learn to pick ourselves back up again. That's like the whole quote. So that was originally there, and then I added the owl just recently. And so I was trying to figure out if I wanted to cover it up with anything or just leave it. Probably revamp it. Okay, we'll do that then. You don't really have to delete it, just jazz it up. All right. Well, I think or a mass purge. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna try to be live again here a lot more, and we can kind of talk through what we think might be the best. Someone asked, does schizophrenia change over time? Like, could it get better or worsen with age? Yes, to both. I have read case studies of people who have had schizophrenia and then, like, later in life just don't have symptoms anymore. That is really rare, though. Like, most of the time, it is a lifetime illness. But there are a lot of people also who, if left untreated, their symptoms can get really worse. So, love it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I am in dire need of more tattoos already, and I just did this chest one, so badass tattoo quote. Thank you. I do like it. I'm not a fan of I don't know. The artist who originally did it advised me against getting a question mark on it because they're like, oh, it'll look out lopsided, and I really regret that because now if I did add a question mark, it would be lopsided. So now I've just left it as is. And so, like, it's a question, but it doesn't have a question mark. And I don't know why, but that irritates me. So that's why I've thought about covering it up in the past. I do love the like idea behind it and why I got it, but what's up, Deadman? Deadman talks. Yeah. How you doing, man? But if anyone else has any questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat. We got 27 people on TikTok right now. We got like 12 on YouTube. I appreciate you guys jumping over to YouTube and letting me throw your questions up on the screen here. Have you had your ribs tattooed yet? No. So like the owl goes just past my ribs, like my sternum and stuff, but I don't have anything on the side yet. I like the way the owl's wings, Pete. I love that's why I've been wearing tank tops the last couple days. I love this too. Like it was something I didn't even think of when I got the tattoo, but now that it's like this, I'm like, yeah, I dig that. It's gonna hurt. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get to do a side one there. Tina Love said, having schizophrenia, have you ever hallucinated or saw something you saw in a dream? The problem with that question is I don't really dream. I don't know if it's because of my schizophrenia or because of my medication. I haven't had dreams in years. I actually don't remember the last time I had a dream. So no, but just because like I don't really have dreams. So maybe it's because I don't sleep right. But like I wake up well rested. I don't move around a lot at night. So like I get good sleep, but I just don't have dreams ever. I know they're saying if you're not dreaming, it's because you're not reaching REM sleep, but I know that's not the case for me because I'm a sound sleeper. I'll sleep 8 to 10 hours, no problem. Don't move around. I don't really, yeah. Allison, on the other hand, will try to kung fu fight me while she's asleep. So, um, Chinchilla asked, "How have I been doing lately?" I've been struggling a bit, and that's why I haven't been posting. I'm trying to take it day by day, and also take care of myself. Someone on TikTok, there was just a question of, oh, how does schizophrenia affect your daily life tasks? It just depends on how good of a day I'm having. If I'm having a really bad day, it can affect everything. If I'm having a good day, it doesn't affect anything at all. So it really depends, like especially with good medication now and like medication that works for me. There's some days where it's like people who didn't know that I had schizophrenia would never guess it. So like a really good example is we at my part-time job that I do, we have a coworker who just started like a month ago, and I've been doing really well with my new medication, so I haven't had any like major symptoms at the store, haven't like went off and oh, I haven't been like I haven't been talking to customers that weren't there or anything like that in quite a while. And this new employee like knew that I had schizophrenia, but hadn't really seen it. And so just like last week or the week before, I had symptoms, and they were like, "Is Cody okay?" And everyone else was just like, "Yeah, no, this is normal. That wasn't even that bad." What just happened? My battery said 10%, but it's charging right now. Like it's on a charger, so I don't know why it gave me that alert. But I think schizophrenia doesn't affect dreams. Yeah, I don't really know much about why I don't dream. I've never really asked a psychiatrist or anyone. I've never really looked into it. It could be related to my schizophrenia. It could be completely unrelated, honestly. I think it has more to do with people's sleep, but like I said, I sleep well, so is there a specific thing that triggers it, or does it just happen out of the blue? Stress can be a trigger, but honestly, like a lot of the times my symptoms are just random. They used to be pretty constant. So like I used to have hallucinations pretty much all the time. Um, but yeah, now that I'm medicated, it's more random than anything, but stress can definitely play a part in like increasing the chances of me having symptoms. Does schizophrenia make people treat you different? Yeah, definitely. Especially like people who know about my stuff tend to have, like I get a lot of people who like when they first meet me don't know that I'm doing super well. They'll almost like try to baby me a little bit, but it really depends. Most people are pretty good. The people I don't do well with are the ones um, who like are afraid of me because of my symptoms, even though I've never done anything like I don't get angry. I've never been violent. I most of the time I'm terrified. I'm scared. I'm confused. If you guys have ever seen videos of me, I'm not jumping around attacking people. I'm usually really emotional. I get really frustrated. That's as close to violent as I get. Is just really frustrated and worked up because I'm confused. I don't understand what's going on. Um, yeah, yeah, Allison said the same thing. I'm just a giant teddy bear. She's like because like some people will see me. I mean, I'm at neck, finger, chest tattoos now, so some people will look at me and like act like I'm some sort of threat. Uh, and Allison's always like, I don't know why people are afraid of you. I'm like, I don't know either because I'm not an intimidating person at all. You just need clarification. Oh, what do you need clarification? I must have missed your question. I don't even disclose my autism till needed. Oh yeah, no, I mean, I'm at a point now where people basically I have to tell people about my schizophrenia because like if I don't tell them right away, they're gonna find out. You can Google me. If you Google Cody Green, I'm gonna come up and it's gonna talk about schizophrenia. So like I at this point in my life, I do usually tell people about it, but it's also like my main job. So it's hard to like people will ask, "Oh, what do you do?" Like, well, I'm the schizophrenic guy. So I'm so glad you're back. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It was yeah, it's been tough. I'm glad to be back and doing stuff again. AJ asked on YouTube, I have auditory hallucinations almost every time I smoke. Do you think I would develop schizophrenia if I keep pushing it? It's impossible to say. There's not enough studies on it, really. It's going to be a little different for everyone because everyone has different brain chemistry. Any psychiatrist or doctor, though, will advise you that's probably not the best if you feel like you're leaning towards psychosis. If you're having symptoms of psychosis, delusion, stuff like that, probably not the best for you. You made me understand so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Is it common for certain personality disorders to be mistaken for schizophrenia? There's still a lot of confusion between all mental health disorders, I feel like. Because like the big one that I always talk about is people still confuse DID and schizophrenia a lot. Most of the time, mood disorders will get confused with each other a lot. So like bipolar, BPD, stuff like that gets confused a lot. But like usually, and even like I've seen people with bipolar disorder that have they experience hallucinations occasionally, and people will assume that's schizophrenia. So my cousin has schizoaffective and just lost a friend. Any advice? Uh my cousin has schizoaffective and just lost a friend. I would say just be there for them as much as you can. Hopefully they have a good support team and care team because like stressors like that can be triggers for symptoms, especially if they're not well medicated, stuff like that. Um, so many people are misdiagnosed. Yeah, no, misdiagnosis is still a huge problem too. My mom was misdiagnosed and she went untreated and unmedicated for years, or like incorrectly medicated for years because of that. So that's still a huge problem too. Um, it's tough with mental health disorders because there's a lot of testing that needs to happen with it, and there are a lot of illnesses that have some of the same symptoms too. Like there are people with bipolar disorder that will experience hallucinations, people with PTSD that will experience hallucinations. That doesn't mean they have a psychosis disorder, it just means that like they may have a mood disorder that has psychosis features or has psychosis as a symptom. Oh, we got another question on. Got a couple questions on YouTube. I'm going to answer here quick. Michael asked if I have any upcoming schizophrenia meme videos. They were hilarious. So for a while on YouTube, I was doing reactions to schizophrenia memes. I don't have one planned, but I've been wanting to do another one. So I'll probably set that up soon. I'll put it on my list. Actually, I have my iPad right here. 1 second. Oh, 1 second. Yeah, I'll do another one of those because I really enjoy those. They're super fun to make. So, um, a surprise party. That's awesome. Um, Sam Hawksworth asked, "I'm full time with this disability. How do you work? Is it related? Is your work related to schizophrenia?" So, on top of doing my speaking, my comedy, stuff like that, I also do work a normal job. I work in sales. I do that whenever I'm not doing all my other stuff. And the main thing for me is I just really like holding a regular job because, first of all, never know what's going to happen with social media. I don't expect this to last forever. I would love to be able to do this forever, but I'm not consistent with it. And one day I have a feeling that I'm not going to be able to keep up with it. And so it's part of the reason I keep my my day job, but also because as someone with a severe mental illness and someone with a felony record, getting a job isn't super easy for me. So I'm, building good work history. I'm trying to, you know, I really, and I like working. I like having something to go do. So for me, I continue to do this because one, they're really flexible. They let me do all my speaking events. They let me go do my comedy events. I can use as much I can use like as much unpaid time as I need to. And then I like knowing that I can keep a job and like be able to work if I need to, because you never know what'll happen with all this stuff. And I'd love to do it forever, but I also don't want to put myself in a position where if tomorrow I don't have social media and I don't have motivational speaking and I don't have comedy and all this other cool stuff I'm doing, I'd like to know that I can still support myself and, not put my wife and I in an uncomfortable situation because I'm a tattooed schizophrenic person who also has a felony record. So getting a job isn't something I can just jump up and go do, especially like a decent job. I have a very nice job right now, easy job in sales. I love it a lot, and opportunities like that might not pop up for me super easily. So that's why I continue to work and know my work isn't currently related to schizophrenia. I have looked at like other full-time and part-time jobs that might be a little more oriented towards my personal goals. Haven't found anything perfect yet. I've applied for some stuff and never heard back. So one of these days that is my goal, is to either be doing my stuff full time or to be doing a job. Like I said, I like having a job on top of all this stuff. Keeps me busy, keeps me focus, keeps my mind from wandering too far. And so I just, yeah, sorry, that was a whole rant, but it's something I think about a lot. I know I just missed a ton of stuff on TikTok, but if there's anything important you guys want me to respond to, answer, go ahead and throw it back in there. I got a few questions we're going to answer on YouTube first. Someone said, I wish my work boss was that good. Well, and a big part of it is being able to communicate with not just your boss, but your HR team when you're hired on. Make sure that they're very aware of what you're going through, what you need for reasonable accommodations, and don't be afraid to set really hard boundaries. Make sure they're aware of what you're able to do, and that's a big part of it too. Hello, people of YouTube. Ace Wolfie, welcome back. We got a couple questions over here. Are you and Zach still friends? Will Criminally Mental come back? Me and Zach are good. We don't talk as much as we used to. I will say that. I have no issue with Zach. I just couldn't continue doing the podcast for a while because of how busy I was with my stuff. And, I know he's got his own stuff going on too. So it definitely could come back in the future. I'm not saying yes or no, but it's not something that we're talking about yet right now. Oh, excuse me. How would it best be? Oh, sorry, ton of questions. I'm trying to get to everything here. If you guys are throwing questions in and I'm not getting to them, jump over to YouTube. I'm prioritizing and answering all questions on YouTube. TikTok chat just goes a little fast for that. So if I miss your question on TikTok, jump on over to YouTube. I'll for sure answer it over there. One of the questions here is from Lori. How would you best support someone who is in denial about their diagnosis? This is really tough because people with schizophrenia tend to go through this a lot, where they either think they don't have an illness or they think that there's nothing wrong with them. It's the same thing I went through when I was, in my first couple years of having symptoms. And so there's not a ton you can do except be there for the person, let them know you're concerned, and hope that they have some moments of clarity where they will come to you and ask for help. So like my wife and my mom both knew something was wrong with me for several years, and it wasn't until I was ready to go get help that they were able to get me help, because you can't force someone into treatment a lot of the times, and so the only way you can get them in is to try to have them reach out to you when they're ready to. I'm going to answer some questions on YouTube, and then we'll jump back to TikTok. AJ said it's a shame we treat drug users as criminals rather than otherwise normal people trying to escape physical or psychological pain. You're not a danger to society. You seem like a decent dude. I appreciate that. It is a huge issue I have with our criminal justice system. Most of the people that are in jail or prison in the United States are in for minor drug related crimes. And that's including like possession and stuff like that. So, it's really frustrating because I know from being someone who's been incarcerated, a lot of the people in jail and prison are people who are either severely mentally ill or struggling addicts who would be much better fit for a recovery facility, and like they're not getting any help by being in jail. It's really frustrating as an advocate because it's because it's something that isn't being fixed and barely being addressed, you know? Michael said, today was my second day working at PetSmart. It's nice to start getting your routine again. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. Keep it up. I hope it goes awesome for you. I wish I liked my job. Some of my coworkers are okay. The owner is an eggplant. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope they either you get better or they get, you know, or they get better. It sucks when the owner and the boss are not fun to work with. That makes it miserable. Okay, I think I got to all the questions on YouTube. Let's jump back over to TikTok. Jocelyn asks, is it okay if I ask what type of things do you see? Before I was medicated, I used to hallucinate pretty much constantly, and it would be a lot of things that were like more scary. I always called them like faceless people and what I would refer to as demons. That's kind of what they referred to themselves as too. I saw a lot scarier things that didn't fit. They didn't make sense, but I couldn't figure that out because I was so delusional. I was like in such a bad place. Everything I saw made sense to me, even though looking back, I don't know how. Now I hallucinate. When I hallucinate, since I started antipsychotics, mostly what I see is like regular people. I don't hallucinate inanimate objects. I know some people do. I don't like the people I hallucinate. If you had 5 people in a lineup, one of them was a hallucination, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. It looks like anyone else in my everyday life. So it's kind of how I explain it, because that's the only way I really can explain it. When you're having a bad day, do you have to do specific things to help, either stop or slow it down? It really depends. Day to day, it's a different journey every single day. Some days things are really, some days things go really smoothly, and some days it's like I just need to go to sleep and start over because nothing is going well, and every time I try to do something, it makes symptoms worse. So there's not really like a one size fits all for my day to day lifestyle. I got some more questions on YouTube here. We're gonna jump over and answer these quick. I made it over to YouTube. Have you ever seen something in a dream and then saw it again in a hallucination when you were awake? I did answer this earlier, but to answer your question, no. And not because I don't think that's possible. I just don't dream. I haven't had dreams in years from like before I had symptoms, before I was diagnosed. I just don't dream, and I don't really know why. I don't know if it has anything to do with my diagnosis or my medication. I just don't dream. So someone asked, if I have a genetic predisposition for schizophrenia spectrum mental illness, does this mean I should stay away from all drugs or just certain ones? If you already have the genetic makeup for schizophrenia, your best bet would be to stay away from all drugs, but not just drugs. Probably heavy drinking, like anything that could like alter your brain chemistry, which no one ever talks about drinking. They always talk about drugs when they talk about psychosis and stuff, but if you drink enough, that can also trigger a psychosis symptoms. That can, especially if you're you have a predisposition for it. So best thing you can do is just take very good care of yourself, all around. Try to avoid head trauma, because that's the thing, is it's not just drugs that cause psychosis. It's not just drugs that lead to schizophrenia. It's a lot of different environmental factors. So be as safe as you can, but keep in mind that a lot of those things are like, it could be as easy as like head trauma, like head injury, stuff like that could literally trigger an episode of psychosis, even for someone who doesn't have a predisposition for it. And I just got a few more questions over here on YouTube. If you guys want to make sure I answer your question, jump on over to YouTube. It's just a little bit easier for me to filter through comments here. Carolyn says there's a surprising wide range of substances that can introduce psychosis. Yeah, no, including antihistamines and steroids. Just be careful. Exactly. That's what I would say too, is like, you can't be too careful if you already have a predisposition for it. Best thing you can do is be as safe as possible. Avoid anything that could alter your brain chemistry very seriously. It's my favorite ventriloquist. What's up, Coasty? How's it going? Matt D asked on YouTube, can you describe a situation in which the boss and owner were not fun to work with? One of my previous jobs, when I was first diagnosed with schizophrenia, did not care at all. I tried to apply for FMLA. They were not supportive. I tried to just communicate my needs and my issues, and like having to schedule around doctor's appointments, medication, or going and getting medication, stuff like that. Didn't care. So it's, and all I could really do at that point was find a new job who did care. And so that's what I did. And now I have a job that I really like. I work with people who are supportive, not just my boss, not just HR, but like my coworkers are supportive. So that's kind of what you got to do at some point, is if they're really not willing to work with it, they're probably not going to get any better, One man show, one man audience. That's, fair. Someone asked if it's fine to ask, did the demons look like stereotypical demons or something else? It's hard for me to explain, because like, I think when I think of it now, I don't know that what I picture is actually what I was seeing. I think my brain kind of messes a lot, because like, I don't remember a lot from that time period of my life. I tell some schizophrenic story times from things I do remember, but that whole like 2-year period where I was undiagnosed and I was using drugs as a way to cope, I don't remember a lot of it, honestly. And so when I think back and remember them, it's like, and like I said, I only refer to them as, I'm not religious. I don't really believe in like demons. But like, that's what when I was having auditory hallucinations, that's what they would refer to themselves as. So it's not so much how they looked. It was like, I saw a lot of like faceless people, which were already really terrifying. And then this was like on top of that, Someone asked, hi, my nephew was diagnosed with ADHD at 6 and has auditory and visual hallucinations in my presence. I've done a ton of research and learned they won't even consider schizophrenia until adulthood. Usually they won't. And the reason for that being is childhood schizophrenia is super rare. And like the testing and questions and stuff they have to ask, it's, from what I've heard and done, like, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a doctor. From what I understand, they can't get enough information, at that age, because the person's brain hasn't fully developed. It's hard for them to get enough information to verify a diagnosis of schizophrenia. So, and because childhood schizophrenia is so rare, it's usually unlikely that that's what it is. It's usually something tied in with a different type of illness, something like that. Sorry, I got a ton of questions. I'm just trying to catch up on YouTube questions, and then I'll answer some more on TikTok here. It's exhausting. I haven't done. You can't dream? No, yeah, literally, when I go to sleep, it's like I close my eyes and then I wake up, and that's it. That's all. I haven't dreamt in years. I don't know why. People always think that's weird. I'm like, I thought that was normal. I haven't had a dream since I was like, I don't know, 18, 19 probably. I'm like 28 now. I just don't dream. Um, Ace Wolfie's gonna go work on a project for school, I guess. All right, have a good one, Ace. We got one more question from AJ here on YouTube. When you experience delusions, did you experience any of the named ones? Capgras, Katra? No, not that I'm aware of. I also never experienced I never experienced religious delusions, which I know is like the most common type. So my delusions were primarily about I was in a car accident. I had delusions surrounding that. I was always delusional, thinking that like the cops and people around me were trying to get me put into psychiatric facilities or trying to get me put in jail. And so a lot of that type of paranoia or a lot of that type of delusion and paranoid thoughts is more what I went through, not so much like the actual delusional disorders that are out there, but all right, we got some questions over here. My older brother is diagnosed, doesn't seem to be able to be independent and care for himself. How do I navigate? It's once again really tough question because I don't know how to say it. So it's hard because someone who is struggling with schizophrenia might not even recognize that's what's wrong with them. Same thing happened to me. Several years I didn't believe there was anything wrong with me. I didn't have any issues. So it does vary between each individual. But best thing you can do is just be there for them. Let them know that if they ever want to receive help, you're willing to help them navigate through that. Because like even for me, the reason I finally sought help was because my wife at the time, girlfriend, and my mom were both there, and they never like tried to get me admitted into a hospital, but they did let me know like, hey, we're worried about you. If you ever feel like you're ready to go get help, let us know. And that's what I did. As soon as I had like some moments of clarity and I felt like something wasn't right, and I still at that time didn't think it was schizophrenia, but I knew something wasn't right, you know? And so I asked them for help and they got me in immediately to see a doctor or psychiatrist. So best thing you can do is just be there for them and hope that, you know, they do come to some sort of clarity where they ask you for help. All right. I just got a message from Allison that she is heading to sleep, which means I have to go tuck her in. But I will try to be on here again on. I have a speaking events coming up really soon. End of the month, I will be in New Jersey, a couple other places. So I'm gonna try to be doing lives and posting videos a lot more this next week and the following week, just kind of in preparation for all the stuff coming up. I want to get back into my regular posting stuff. So yeah, I am going to go tuck in Nature Daydream. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. You guys have a wonderful night. I will hopefully have some more videos posted later in the week. If not, bear with me. I know I'm taking a long time to get back to it, but I appreciate everyone. And I will talk to you all super soon.